Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to cherry Rock-On Island. What we're going to need to do is complete all of the levels without losing any life. That means no enemies reach our cave and none of them collide with us and kill us. And this first map here is actually pretty easy and you can probably perfect it without a guide, but I'm kind of going to use it as a showcase of some of the strategies we're going to use throughout the run. And one of the first things we're going to do is learn how good the weapon upgrades are. In general, if you're firing at the enemies with the weapon, you want to make sure you're firing into the enemies. Like if I was behind the enemies here, I'm actually going to do less damage. So the ideal case is you're firing into them. A okay case is if you're firing at an angle like this into them. And then generally you might have to at some point, but you want to avoid firing across them or sort of chasing them with your shots. You're going to do way less damage that way. And so I like to think of this game in sort of three phases. You've got your early game where you're just trying to get your weapons online. You've got your mid game where you're trying to build your economy, and then you sort of got your end game where you're just sort of busted and you kind of build whatever you want and it doesn't really matter. So right now we're still kind of in the early game and it's a little stingy with the economy this early, so we're going to go ahead and build some chickens. And I'm going to get a greed chicken out here. So sometimes if you know you're going to be able to clear up a wave easily and you have 10 money, it can be useful to just throw down a chicken. It'll effectively, before you hit the cap of, I should also mention that, there's a cap of 99 meat. If you ever go above that cap, any money that goes above it is wasted. So before we hit that cap, chickens are nice because they're going to give us an extra +5. After we hit that cap, it's still going to be useful because chickens still sell for their full 10 value. So it's sort of like banking 10 money if you do it afterwards. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab a throw upgrade, which is going to increase both our range and the rate of fire. So a pretty nice little damage upgrade there. And we're going to start cooking our chickens. We can actually double cook these. If I had enough money, I'd put a fire there. Which we might have time to do at the end of this, before the wave ends. We might not. We'll see. Might have enough time. Let's greet it. Greed is good, right? And again, you don't really need to do this strat for like for this level. This is way overkill. But I'm just kind of just showing off some of the strategies that become really useful later on in the run. So you'll notice these cooked in one turn because they were being hit by 2 fires. Sort of the most efficient pattern you can have is to sort of make a diagonal. Oh, the other thing I should mention is you'll notice I have 69 money right now. If you're ever 70 money or above, do not sell one of these cooked chickens. It will push you above the cap and you'll effectively be wasting 1 meat. And since everything costs an increment of 10, we're sort of wasting even more than that. But we're at 69, so that's fine. That'll bring us to 99, which is the cap, but not over the cap. I'll go ahead and buy a weapon upgrade, and we'll throw down a couple more chickens. Oh, and this red damage upgrade that we got on the on our axe here is actually fire damage. So it goes through armor as well. And we got a couple more greed chickens down just because we could. Alright, we're at 64, so it's safe to sell. We'll go ahead and get another chicken down. Go ahead and buy a weapon upgrade, our last one. This will absolutely melt most waves. Oop, need to sell. And we'll continue to be a bit greedy. One of the best sort of early game units you can get is Spearmen. They do a pretty good job against most things. They kind of suck against the Sabertooth, but since we have the weapon upgrade, we melt through those anyway. We're not going to need them actually this wave. We could have been a bit more greedy. I could even have sold the 2 chickens down there. But we've already been pretty greedy. Speaking of which... why not be even more greedy? We could totally solo this wave as well, but I'm going to start throwing down my towers. We're sort of... we've been in the middle game for a little while now. We're about to transition into the end game where it doesn't really matter what you build. I'm going to throw down like a tar dude. Go ahead and rebuild some of our economy here. And fire will upgrade, I don't know exactly what the upgrade does, but it does make your dudes a bit better. Let's sell some of these guys. They're sort of just banking money for us. This is a good spot for a wheel. You want, wheels do AoE damage, so as things are coming in from here, you, again, sort of like your main weapon, you want to be firing into that head on if possible. And your wheel guy is sort of like your AoE dude. And again, it doesn't really matter what we build here. Our economy is kind of busted at this point. And on some of the later maps, you'll be able to like completely fill in all of the tiles with dudes. Just build a couple spear guys or whatever. Doesn't really matter. We might actually be at the point now where we don't even have to fire with our main weapon, which is sort of how I define the late game, is you're just going around spending money as it comes in. Go ahead and start the wave. Let's see how our guys are doing. Pretty good. We're almost there. Go ahead and make another wheel guy. Okay, we're at 79, so we don't want to sell another chicken. We could throw out another fire. That's fine. And sure, why not? Let's do a spear guy. Alright, we should be at the point where we don't really need to fire anymore. We can kind of just spend money as it comes in. It doesn't matter as much on this level, but on later levels, you're going to want to spend the money as it's coming in the late game, because you're going to be earning so much, so you're actually going to hit your cap pretty easily. And any money that is going over your cap, you're just wasting. So, might as well spend it. I don't think this guy is ever going to get used, but might as well spend our money. $64 is fine. And we'll throw down some bodies that we can upgrade during the wave. Not even at the final wave. Kind of running out of room even. Might have to start turning econ into dudes. Could be a wheel guy. And I'll just turn that into a fire. Tell you what, we'll sell a couple of these. But yeah, at this point, just throw down whatever. It doesn't really matter. I like bow guys. They hit a lot of things. Fire's pretty good. Tar's nice for slowing stuff down. The only one I'd say is actively bad for the late game are the tier 3 rock guys are kind of pointless. Alright, final wave. Let's go ahead and, I don't know, dig up one of these. Maybe that one. No, this one's kind of pointless. We'll dig up that one. So at this point, just sell all your chickens. Start replacing it with dudes. Make a wheel guy, why not? And we don't even need to fire on this guy. If we did, it would actually help the damage quite a lot. Like we can sort of melt this guy. Because again, we have the fire attack, so it does bonus damage. Or like goes through armor or whatever. Looks like we're gonna not quite have enough for tier 3 of everything. Just a little bit short. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one.